Hi everyone, my name is LR Got Milk, and today I want to teach you all how to win every single game in Nexus Blitz. You might be asking yourself, who the heck are you to teach me anything about Nexus Blitz? Well, that's a great question, so I'm going to choose to ignore it, and I'm going to continue on with the video. Now, the hardest part of this guide is going to be queuing up for the game mode. Riot has a large list of game type options that they've added over the years that really clutters up their client. So you're going to have to skip over Ascension, Legend of the Poro King, Nexus Siege, All Random Ultra Rapid Fire, Hunt of the Blood Moon, One for All, Darkstar Singularity, Doombots of Doom, Definitely Not Dominion, Hexakill Twisted Treeline, Invasion, Ultra Rapid Fire, Hexakill, All Random Summoner's Rift, Overcharge, and Nemesis Draft. Once you find your way through all of these unique and interesting game modes, you're going to want to pick Nexus Blitz. Now at this point you might be asking, do I really need a guide for a for-fun game mode? And to that I say, yes, because if I see another one of you cyberbullies play Yasuo in my game, I'm going to respectfully ask you to stop. Now that you've selected Nexus Blitz, you have to pick your role. Now, the role selection in Nexus Blitz is kind of confusing because it gives you the illusion that your game is going to feel any different if you end up playing jungle instead of lane. To showcase this, I've forced myself to play full AP Assassin Janna in both roles. So go ahead and pick Phil here because it doesn't actually matter what role you end up playing. Okay, we're now officially in Champion Select and you've been given the Phil role. So what you're going to want to do here is lock in Dark Harvest. The key to having fun in Nexus Blitz is to take Dark Harvest. I don't care what your build order looker upper site tells you to take, you only want Dark Harvest. This is the key to pub stomping and for fun game modes with garbage champions. Unless you play Amumu. Sorry Amumu players, your champion is bad here too. As we load into the game, this is where I like to do some premeditative stuff to psych myself up for the game, more commonly referred to as checking the ranks on op.gg, so you come up with an excuse early on if you manage to lose to a diamond or higher player, even with the help of this guide. So now that we're in game, what you're going to want to do is just start running and fighting anything that you can see. Is that a jungle camp? You kill that jungle camp. Is there a Riven player who thinks that they can elegantly combo you perfectly after honing their craft of animation canceling for 3 minutes in the practice tool? You press your abilities on that champion. Are there junglers running at you, leaving you in a 1v3 situation? Well, I've seen the montages too. You know what to do. Now, you might be seriously reconsidering me as a teacher at this point, and what I have to say to you is, the results speak for themselves. I have discovered that it doesn't matter what you play, what you build, what you do. Nothing matters, except for taking Dark Harvest. Once you get that puppy up to around 15 to 20 stacks, you'll just start accidentally 100 to 0ing players while missing all of your skill shots, and the player on the other end will seriously start reconsidering all of their life choices. This wouldn't be much of a guide if I didn't go over the unique events in Nexus Blitz, so I'll break them down for you here with a handy-dandy infographic to make explaining this even easier. Bartle Royale. This comes in 3 possible events: Classic, Juggernaut, and Paranoia. This one is easy enough. It turns League of Legends into Fortnite for like 30 seconds, while half your team doesn't realize an event is going on. To win this one, you just want to proc Dark Harvest on everyone. Earth Deathmatch. A true skill-expressive game mode where it's just 10 players pressing QWER as fast as they can until somehow a team dies. Just like Bartle Royale, to win this one, you're going to want to use Dark Harvest on everyone. Loot. Teemo or Vigar. Let's be real. This isn't an actual event, unless you're a champion with % HP damage and you want to just get 3,000 gold for free. I recommend going for Dark Harvest stacks instead of the objective, because who plays the objective in League of Legends anyways? Push the cart. This game mode turns the game into Overwatch, so like before, it's just an opportunity to farm more Dark Harvest stacks. Arena and prize fights. Okay guys, this is the tough one. If you get paired with an ally, what you're going to want to do is let them go in first, soak all of the abilities, and then go in yourself. This way, you always look like the better player by always managing to clutch the 1v2 situation. But believe it or not, you can't get carried in a 1v1 event, so unfortunately, you're going to have to actually outplay your opponent to kill them. Or, you could be like me, lose every single 1v1 because you picked a shitty champion that gets carried by a rune, and then just get steamrolled by a Master Yi. King of the Hill. Dark Harvest. Scuttle Racing. Again, while everyone is focused on the objective, it just gives you more opportunity to farm up Dark Harvest stacks to work towards your one-shot potential. And as an extra tip, you can proc Dark Harvest on the Scuttle Crab. Protect the Soraka. The only game mode that adds another useless player to your team so you can get let down by an AI instead. But guess what? More Dark Harvest stacks, baby. Sudden Death, Nexus Blitz. This is the grand finale. By this point, you either have enough Dark Harvest stacks to carry, or you don't. This is where the boys become men. This is your triumphant, victorious story, or your incredible comeback story. If you've stacked properly, this finale should be a breeze, as you'll only need to press one or two abilities to kill someone. Well, now that we've covered every event, you should be a certified god at Nexus Blitz. Just kidding, this is only the beginning. Now that the length of this video has turned off everyone who has a small attention span or got sick of hearing me say Dark Harvest, we can get into some rapid-fire tips and tricks to improve your game. Tip number 1. Take Dark Harvest. Tip number 2. Ranged champions abuse Dark Harvest harder. Tip number 3. Spatula is a bait. I'm sorry. Tip number 4. Poke equals good. Tip number 5. Engage equals good, unless it's a Mumu. Tip number 6. Lucian. Tip number 7, Force of Nature equals good. Tip number 8, make use of overtuned, unbalanced Nexus Blitz exclusive items like Death's Dance, Phantom Dancer, and Force of Nature. Tip number 9, take Dark Harvest. Tip number 10, ban nothing to assert your dominance over your enemy. Tip number 11, don't queue into players who are multiple tiers above you. Tip number 12, don't pick a Mumu. Well everyone, this concludes my Nexus Blitz tutorial video. If you liked this video, take Dark Harvest in your next game. If you didn't like the video, enjoy losing against Dark Harvest spammers. But before I let you go, if you made it this far, I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to my long guide on the Dark Harvest game mode. And remember, always take advice from 7-year hard-stuck plat players with a grain of salt.